on Discord there. It is.
We live.
Hmm. Yeah. It
We good to go?
Yeah, we live.
Yeah.
We on right
All right.
now.
All right. So, welcome back to another episode of Smoke and Mirrors. This is episode 99, and we have scoured the earth and the web and the trees and every other fucking place to bring you the latest streaming news, film news, and entertainment news. How we living there, fellas?
This is good. I just pictured you, like, while you're doing the scouring, pulling out fucking Saddam and Gaddafi.
Jesus. Fucking poor
Fucking hell.
Gaddafi. Gaddafi got stabbed in the fucking ass before he died.
I know. Fucking
You
hell,
get
the
to see it.
disrespect.
There's video of it. You just see that his face change.
I could never watch that shit.
Nah, nah, nah.
Ever. How you doing, though?
I'm good. I'm good.
That was good. Fucking feeling it.
Mm. All right. Let's start this off. A little quick one there. So reports are in, and production has wrapped on Echo, the Disney Plus series over there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Matt Shackman has officially departed the Star Trek sequel that was in
Mm.
development. And while it hasn't been confirmed he's joined Fantastic Four, you can probably rest assured that he's
You know-
on there. He's on
You
that
know
shit.
where he's going.
So
Oh,
Paramount was like, it's disappointing that the timelines didn't match up for Matt Shackman, even though they're a wonderful director and whatnot. And I was kind of like, Marvel was just like, your bitch chose me.
Mm.
Name is
I'm
Sam
Jake
Snee. You better
Steve.
recognize. We also have Danny Houston, who's joining that Crow reboot with Bill Skarsgård and FKA Twigs. So they haven't said who the specifics of his character are going to be, but they're a couple weeks in production in Prague there.
Nice.
I don't see Houston as much of a top dollar, to tell you the truth.
Me neither.
No.
He'd be like the top dollar that wasn't able to fight O's. You know what I mean?
Like the son. I don't want this. I don't want the father to I don't want that.
Yeah. That's like that corporate fuckery that they'll try and incorporate.
Yeah, if they wanted to do that, I would have got Wincott back.
Badly.
Yeah.
Wincott's
Wincott would have been sick.
still do it. Motherfucker still
Fuck yeah.
sounds evil.
All the time, eh? Can you imagine that guy fucking raising a child? Be fucking wild.
No.
You just want to get that guy to do all of your phone messages. They had a Siri, and the Siri was Michael Wincott. I would have it set to that all the time. It'd be the
That
best.
guy as your GPS would be unreal.
Yeah. All right, so Netflix have finally released details on their ad-supported tier. All right, so it's going to be $7 to $9 USD, which is about half the price of the current no commercial plans, the most popular one. They're saying that they plan to sell about 4 minutes per hour of content to commercials, right? So that means that after an hour you'll get a commercial. So basically after maybe 15 minutes into your second episode, you'll get 4 minutes of commercials. Now that's like dramatically less than the rest of the streaming community, so they're kind of winning there.
Yeah, for half the price.
For half the price. Yeah, I just don't see anyone signing up to an ad supported Netflix. Like, it just sounds funny to me. I've been paying for Netflix now for God
Apparently,
years now.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
streaming services that do it. Like Hulu does it,
Hmm.
and they rerun the same fucking ads.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's
it'd be
almost
there.
for me. That's like watching free to air TV.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not with that.
No.
Disgusting.
Tried like ad-supported anime, and that shit is ass because it's like 18 minutes of show regardless, but then you still get like 3-4 ads in between, which is fucking wild to me.
That's what gets me when I watch Atlanta on SBS.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Big
like
time.
literally every 10 minutes, I think, is an ad.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So Michelle Nichols passed away a couple of weeks ago, and we've just gotten reports that her ashes will go into space, which is a mad send-off for her and her legacy, being the only Black actor working during civil rights or on Star Trek. Joining her, though, the ashes of Gene Roddenberry,
Beautiful.
his wife, who played like a few characters in the show, and there is someone else as well. Scotty, the guy that played Scotty, the original Scotty, he's going up as well.
I love it.
Which it's just so fitting for Star Trek. You know what I mean? And it's not like it's going to a specific place; like they're just sending it out.
Yeah,
this drone.
They were supposed to launch, I think, yesterday.
Yeah.
To go back to the moon, but I think because of the weather conditions, they called it off.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a Saturn something. Yeah, that they're going out. Yeah.
The crazy thing as well about this is that they are putting full DNA samples in that as well. So if life out there picks this vessel up, it's gonna have access to a lot of our shit. It's like the blueprint right there.
This is how we get zombies.
Fucking earth. What do you call it?
They never told you how them zombies got started in The Walking Dead. This is why.
True. So, like, my whole plan, if there ever is like a zombie apocalypse, was just like whole shit ton of canned food and enough water to last, like, you know, a couple years. And by that time, hopefully, the zombies have lost all their teeth. Because watch them motherfuckers try gum you to death. Just straight uppercut everyone.
Then you get the spitters, though. Because if they spit in your eyes.
There's also
true.
The scratching as well can do it.
True.
28 days later.
Always think about that fucking.
I was just gonna walk through with the Azazel going. Sauce filled with butcher knives.
Fucking hell. Nobody getting through there.
What do you call it? So they're holding a 75th anniversary for the New York Actors Studio the coming Sunday, and they're doing a screening of fucking Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. And I didn't know this, but Ellen Burstyn was the co-president of the Actors Studio, is the co-president. But she was speaking to THR about The Exorcist and her coming back. And she was just talking about, you know, I've gotten so many offers for like The Exorcist 2, and I've always turned them down. And they came through with just a shit ton of money. And she was still like, nah, I don't want to do this. And then they come back to her again. They're like, hey, we doubled. And she was like, oh, shit, you know what? Let me have a think about it. And then just from excerpt from what she was saying, she was like, my price, after thinking about it, is a scholarship program for talented students at our master's degree program at Pace University. And so she went back to them with that. And they were like, yeah, we'll do it. And now she's got this mad fucking scholarship program. And that was her fucking asking price for coming back to The Exorcist, which is crazy. That's fucking awesome. Yeah.
That is sick.
I suppose William Friedkin not being involved as well would be a big sort of get for her too.
Yeah.
Very true.
No guns firing, no smashing your backs up against walls. Jeez.
Yeah. Fuck that.
He was a wild boy
in that set.
Yeah.
He was a wild these
boy.
Days.
Yeah. Off rip that like that movie would never come out.
Called him Wild Bill on the set.
I know. Call him fucking Billy Freakin'.
Buffalo
Bill. All right. So I suppose it's not really cancelled, but the sort of, I want to say cancelled, Batman Cape Crusader anime over there at HBO Max has gone out for bidding, and supposedly everyone wants these hits. This is like one of the things that streamers really, really want. I can see a Netflix or someone like that getting this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, it should just be Hulu.
Yeah,
Hulu should have it. But look at the pedigree. Fucking Bruce Timm,
that's it.
Burton, fucking Matt Reeves on the track. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
No doubt they're gonna announce Kevin Conroy as the voice.
Of course.
How else could you do it?
Mhm.
So we got our second poster and trailer for Weird, the Al Yankovic story. In this, you get a lot more Daniel Radcliffe, because the other one was kind of just like a silhouetted voiceover type trailer. This one actually shows you a lot of the story beats and a lot of the downfall. And it looks like it focuses a lot on that relationship with Madonna and how
Yeah.
corrupting that might have been, allegedly. I'm not gonna like put it out there. You also get to see like Weird Al Yankovic in the movie as well, playing a character, and it looks like he's a big part of it, like a chairman of some sort of record company guy. And you see him at a ceremony as well, celebrating some award and performances and whatnot. You see how he got signed by what's his name? The guy.
Yeah, the fucking Equalizer.
Like the guy that first sort of signs him, sees the potential in him. I can see his face. I just don't know the name. And you also get to see his inspiration for why he mimics those songs and his process of doing that. It looks good, man. It does. It does look good. It's interesting seeing these things because this is the first big Roku original.
Yeah.
So
I just don't know where we're gonna watch it.
I don't know where Australia's going to get it. I almost assume it's going to be like a binge Foxtel exclusive because the Roku boxes, like you got a Roku.
Yeah, I do.
And it looks very similar to a Telstra TV.
Yeah.
Even that remote is a Telstra TV remote.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah.
Either that or, I don't know, Optus.
Yeah,
It'll-
coming to bench. Yeah.
It'll more than likely just go through like Showtime, so we might get it on Stan or some shit.
Maybe.
I hope it's Stan. Stan is the best.
Yeah. So what do you call it? Movie Pass has come back. So for anyone who didn't know, fucking Movie Pass back in the day, they had this unlimited plan for like fucking $10, and you could see a movie a week, which is fucking excellent. But burned through all their fucking money and they shut down.
There's no fucking money.
Too much of a thing. Too much of a
Oh
thing.
man. That's the maddest fucking deal. I'll gladly go see a movie a fucking week.
Movie a day.
I'll be in. Movie a day, sorry.
The original
No,
one
no,
was
no.
a day.
Yeah.
Before they, it was like a day before they caught on. But Summers was going like multiple times a day because there was no cap on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, I would have loved that.
It's me. Up them hoes. I was gonna see every release.
I would. I'd
Yeah.
go watch everything then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'll go watch it.
I'm in. But no, so they're coming back. So Movie Pass is coming back. So they had this massive wait list until August 29th. But they didn't say how many people. All they said was due to overwhelming demand, the fucking servers and the site crash. And everyone's just pulling up errors the whole fucking time, which is crazy. Fucking, so they're coming through. They got a beta period right now, and they have like different subscription like tiers, and it's like $10, $20, $30. But it's fucking unreal, man. I wish they had Movie Pass here. The best thing we had for Movie Pass here was fucking that Telstra Rewards and all that shit.
Yeah.
It was like $16 VMAX tickets, but still.
It's not the same. But yeah, I wish we had that as well. Because if I paid, like, I would happily pay $30 instead of paying for a Netflix subscription. I would pay $30 and go to the movies once a week,
Mhm.
at least.
100%.
Yeah. Even if there was nothing out, there's some movies that I want to watch again. You know what I mean? Like the next week,
Yeah.
I feel like watching it again.
Same.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, it would have been perfect for fucking Top Gun because those would have gone for the
Mm.
premiere and then gone again the next week as well.
Yeah.
And then probably the next week after that too.
Honestly, I think if every country embraced this kind of approach, you would get an uptick in movie watching, right? Because people
Mhm.
would take more risks in terms of what I want to watch that I know is a gamble.
Hmm.
Like as if people are going to go out and see that Tear movie with Kate Blanchett that Todd Field directed. No one's going to
Yeah.
turn up for that, but it's going to be like this massive awards consideration and all that shit because it's like prestigious, right? But
Yeah.
no one, the public, the general public, isn't going to show up for that because who the fuck wants to watch, like, take a gamble on being bored?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
I mean, the numbers are in regardless for other services. Look at Xbox Game Pass. Fucking you pay a tenth of the price each month and you get a list of fucking games, and so many people have signed up to that. So you can imagine the fucking revenue potential just doing that here as well. I would gladly pay $80 a month or even $50 a month.
I think 50 would be the sweet spot for me.
Yeah, because roughly it's like $10 a week.
Yeah, $50 a month, but it's at like, the really high end sort of like, VMAX sort
Yeah.
of extreme screen if you go to Hoyt's, all that sort of stuff. Sorry,
That's right.
we're talking Australia, right? Yeah.
Fuck, can you imagine fucking $50 a month and they had Dolby Studios here, like Dolby
Mm.
Cinemas here?
Mm.
It'd be fucking unreal.
I think the only way I'm going to get a Dolby Cinema here is if I build it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Dolby actually commissions that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch me do it. All right. So Tony Gilroy is talking about Andor, right? And he was saying, we've seen like decades of stories about a royal family in Star Wars. He said, with Andor, I wanted to make it for the billions of other beings and in that universe. They're just normal. They're regular, everyday people. We get to see what they do, all that sort of stuff. When I saw the quote, I was like, we've only really seen this from the royal family point of view.
Yeah.
We've never
Yeah.
seen it from the common person.
That's right.
Luke starts off as a common person, much like Rey, only to be told that he's part of this bigger family. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds cool, man. I can't wait for this.
Same.
Fucking earth.
I think it's like 3 weeks or something, and then Andor's out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
21st.
Yeah,
Oof.
because we're at the halfway mark for She-Hulk, so
Yeah.
Andor's on the way.
She-Hulk only 8.
I thought it was 6,
All right.
but I'm probably wrong. I don't really look at how long a show runs for.
Me
I
neither.
usually just like, oh, I'm surprised there's the finale.
Yeah.
So the actress that plays Tasha Yar will be returning for Picard season 3. So there is at the moment the biggest Star Trek convention happening in Vegas, right? And that convention is the biggest one that's happened in like 25 years or something. And there's a lot of actors that kind of showed up, and there's a few that actually like confirmed that they're actually they might be showing up in Star Trek projects going forward. But this actress confirmed that her character will show up, but it might not be in the way that you kind of think it is. Yeah, and it's the final season of Picard.
Yeah.
So what, they're only doing 3, just 3 and done?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is good. Like Patrick Stewart's getting a bit older. How are they going to draw the show out for so long? The special effects
bit
needed.
Fucking
As old as the fucking hills now.
I know. Fucking the pea stew looks frail, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, he looks frail. In Strange, when he goes into the fucking her mind like that, fuck, he just looks like a bag of bones in that outfit.
Hmm.
And he's got
Yeah.
that real Quasimodo about him as well. He's getting
Yeah.
there.
He's getting the sunken eyes as well.
Yeah.
He is getting on. Still hasn't dipped in quality though.
Damn.
No. Man's always fucking kill it.
Yeah.
I can't like unsee that him grinding on the rails for that Doctor Strange 2 piece though. They had him grinding on the fucking rails when he comes out. It's the best shit. So J.K. Rowling was talking about her absence on the HBO fucking special for the Harry Potter reunion. I didn't even realize it's been 21 years since fucking Has a P came out in the films, man. And so when JK was speaking about it, she was like, when they asked me to do it, I just didn't want to do it. Like, for me, it was about the films and not necessarily about the books. So when they asked me if I wanted to do it, I was like, nah, I don't want to. I don't know if it was more so on her part because of all the controversy behind her in recent times, but you never know.
Could be.
But yeah. That fucking reunion was unreal because fucking nearly everyone came back for that shit too. Fucking Gary Oldman was there, Ray Fiennes was there, fucking everyone, man.
Yeah, but it was a bit funny when Malfoy started talking about JK and they stopped him mid-speech.
Yeah.
That
I
was
reckon-
yeah, at that
bit
event.
off-putting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They probably had some fucking shit in there where they were like, you can't mention her just to like, you know, keep our brand clean.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny with a character like J.K. Rowling because people love the product but don't love her now. You know what I mean? Like, she's not the flavor of the month. But when she was a single mother who was broke and who kind of made it out of the confines of poverty, people fucking loved that story. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They love the come up, but they never like the person that comes after that.
Yeah.
And she was like sexual assault victim as well, and everything.
Abusive husband, I think.
Abusive husband, yeah. It's wild.
Mm.
Her story is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a tricky subject, right? And
Yeah.
because, right, in that trans conversation, there's a small portion of women that are also like, well, let's focus on the women's right side of it. And it gets seen as uninclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Mm.
So Daniel Craig was talking about our expectations for the Glass Onion, right? And he was like, you know, Ryan's a genius writer. He didn't want to repeat himself. Craig didn't want to do the same thing again. Basically, he said for 15 years of his life, he was trying to not do the same thing in Bond as before. You know what I mean? And he says, like, you know, saying that he doesn't want to let the audience down. So we want that audience to sort of enjoy themselves and believe in this one like they did the first one, because the first one was a fucking bull. Like, that shit made 400 million at the box office.
Yep.
On like a 60-70 million dollar budget. Like, it's just wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy because I kind of find that conversation will also change. You know, that box office conversation?
Yeah.
Like, if you had, like, we might be talking hours in the future with the way that's, like, the streaming trajectory is kind of going.
I
We'll
think
probably
that's
be
where it's
talking,
going.
oh, my movie got 1 billion hours in its first 24 days, as opposed to my theatrical run, I got $300 million.
So if we take that billion hours and divide it by, you know, the 15.95 for Netflix per month, that's a lot of money.
Fuck yeah.
These guys are leaving a lot of money on the fucking table. I don't get it. I do not get it.
They're intentionally not telling you the money.
Oh yeah,
because then they got to pay someone. To keep it on Netflix, the show that was cancelled at NBC, Manifest, had
Yep.
3 seasons there at NBC. Netflix chucked it on their service. It fucking blew up. And like it just went crazy. So Netflix went, fuck it. There's money on the table there. I'm gonna green like this 4th season. The 4th season is gonna be like this fucking compressed 4th, 5th, and 6th season. That was the plan. That was the planned run. They're gonna compress it into a 4th season that will be a 2-parter. So I think it's gonna be 10 episodes released up front for part 1, and then 10 episodes for the second part. At least they get to finish the story. I know it's a compromise, but this guy is going to actually be able to get his whole vision out.
Thank God.
Yeah.
The amount of shows that just ended like that.
Yeah.
Fucking Now and Again. Where it just ended. You got a real surprised look on your face right now.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You
But,
froze
like,
there for a second.
It went still and you were like,
It's wild.
Just comes back and I'm like, yeah, like paranormal activity.
Jesus. Like The Ring.
Yeah.
That's tough. Oh yeah, it's 9 episodes for She-Hulk, by the way.
Okay.
They up in their game.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it is half an hour as well.
True. Yeah. So back when Joey Soloway was directing Red Sonja, they approached Sacha Baron Cohen to play Cool and Garth, who was going to play like, you know, the fucking villain in the Red Sonja there. But then they offered him $7 million and he turned it down. And this is before like MJ Bassett came to the table, things like that. But it made me think, like with Cool and Garth, so he appeared in Conan, but then he became like a regular appearance in X-Men. So do you reckon if like, yeah, so he, because it's all part of that Marvel universe, he got integrated into that.
Sure.
So I wonder if like, if Sacha Baron took it, right, and like it did really fucking well, do you reckon we'd get a Cool and Garth movie? Or do you reckon he'd be part of like an X-Men movie coming down the line? Like it just made me think about that shit, because fucking Sacha Baron Cohen can kick some fucking ass. Like he's good at what he does. I wonder if that was...
You go there, Bado.
Cohen?
Yeah. What did I say? Cohen?
Yeah.
My bad.
I used to say Danny Huston for years.
People still say Danny Huston.
Hussy.
So did they say who's like gonna play the role after he turned it down? Did they say?
No. So after Soloway left the project, they've retooled it completely. So I don't think, they haven't mentioned anything about who's going to play Cool and Garth now.
Well, I was just thinking, you said he's in the MCU. Well,
Yeah.
he's in the Marvel comics. What if he gets incorporated in the MCU and Sacha Baron Cohen plays him there?
Fuck, you never know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's playing the long game and Feige's going to be like, hey, that 7 million? It's bullshit. I'll give you 30 to do this shit.
No, that's 7 million. You're not getting that. I'll give you 1 and that's how they stay on top. You're not Robert Downey Jr. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right. So Florence Pugh is reportedly doing limited press for Don't Worry Darlings. Now, we don't know if this is because she's in, where is she right now?
Budapest,
shooting what's his face? Dune? Or because of the issues that she has with Olivia Wilde, right? So allegedly, she wasn't a fan of, Olivia Wilde hooking up with Harry Styles while she was, what's his face, still married to Jason Sudeikis. And with the recent video that Shia sort of put out, basically showing that he wasn't fired
Mhm.
and that he quit. And you know, what's his face talking down on Miss Flo, as she called her. We don't know if it's because of that.
Yeah. She also said that, like, yeah, like she was fucking around with Harry Styles on set,
Hmm.
but then the kids would come in, and then everyone would just have to be like,
Yeah, on eggshells. Yeah,
yeah, bit wild. I
yeah,
wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'd do the same thing. Like, I would just invest my time and energy in the place that it's gonna like serve me more.
that's right.
And
She's smart.
June 2, like while it's for the same studio, is gonna serve me more.
Dune 2 is ultimately going to get maybe 4 times the eyes that Don't Worry Darling is going to get.
Yeah.
Olivia Wilde is lucky right now because of the shitstorm that she's in. All the negative press is just really good press for a fucking
Yeah.
movie. It's
It's
going to
more
drive
exposure.
eyes to go see this movie. This wasn't on my radar before.
Mm. But now
Yeah,
every other week it's a "Don't Worry, Darling" fucking
that's
article or something,
that's
some
it.
story.
Yeah.
So shooting in Baltimore is Lady in the Lake, the show that's starring Natalie Portman
Natalie Portman, yeah.
and a few others, right? Um, so it's been halted because of threats to the safety of the set, which is good that they didn't like still go ahead with shooting and then shit
Mm.
went down. Right? David Simon, who was a showrunner for The Wire, came out and
Man,
he was like, not my production. But let me just say that like while shooting in Baltimore had its challenges, and we had people like loudmouths and like parts of the crew and stuff like that. It was a fucking beautiful place to shoot, and we got it done, and the people let us
mm,
um, do it. So the the show is an adaptation of David Simon's wife, Laura Lipton's book,
mm,
which is it's set in the 60s. Yeah. I think we've talked
That's
about it before, Lady in the Lake.
yeah.
mm,
So yeah, hopefully it turns out right. I'm pretty sure, like any production that has shit happen,
Mm.
it's either going to change location or it's going to have more of a police presence, security presence to make sure that they get that shot or that series of shots.
You know what happened, yeah? Some guy just literally walked up and started extorting. It was like, you give me like, I want $50,000 and you go get it from the cast and crew. That's what I want for you guys to shoot here. Just some
Jesus.
street guy, man. But it's funny because of like people are saying because of Portman's you know, she's part of that whole defund the police nonsense
Hmm.
that they want to do. Yeah. And it's just funny seeing how, you know, this shit happens.
And they
Mm,
need the cops.
and you need them. Like you really fucking need them.
Look, we fucking seen what happened when you like not only what seemed like a defunding in Baltimore, but a sort of um, a lower level of funding for the police,
Mm-hmm.
and they just made a way to recoup that cash.
That's right.
I don't know.
Your public servant should never be left wanting.
Mm,
They're serving the public, man.
yeah, but if they invested like the plan was to invest in the body cams
Mm,
and that whole piece, it would have been the governance needed to properly keep eyes on the cops and make sure that they're doing the right thing.
that's right.
Why'd you turn your body cam off? Ah,
Hmm.
okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just yeah. It's the defunding is not the it's not the answer.
No.
We need to you need to throw a whole lot more money in there. Our
Yeah.
cops get trained for nearly 6 weeks or 6 months,
Yeah.
yeah.
and you need to go do a uni course before that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like their cops be it's 2 weeks and you're out in the fucking field.
Yeah. It's wild.
Can you imagine that?
That's fucking wild.
Nah, man.
There's not time there to root out the shit. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking I had a mate who went through it. Like he did his uni course here in and then he became a cop in Vic. and that's where they are now. What do you call it? He had to go through that, and he was saying the training was fucking hard too. He
Yeah.
said that shit was fucked up, but got through it.
Yeah.
Like that course is basically it's nearly a psychology course that they do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Unreal. But so moving on. So we have Tessa Thompson, as well as the man JGL, my boy Joseph Gordon-Levitt, joining this new sci-fi film Ash. So this is the one that's fucking produced by Blomkamp as well, Neil Blomkamp.
Mm.
This shit sounds fucking fire though, man. With Tessa Thompson, she wakes up on that distant planet and all her crew's just dead, and then JGL has to go in to go rescue her. And thingy, he starts to question like how fucking innocent she is in all that shit going down.
Mm.
I'm fucking pumped for this, man. This sounds all right.
I like the perspectives. Like
Yeah.
she's kind of like really auspicious of him, and he's like, I don't know if like you're telling me the truth as well.
Yeah, this bitch box for real.
All the other one love.
Kind of gives me Thing vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking of another fucking movie as well that reminds me of Identity and all that shit too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Fucking Identity.
Yeah.
Those loves that.
What a weapon fucking movie.
Oh, man.
I know. How gun.
Yeah, do you remember watching that shit at the movies?
Yeah.
And you know how it opens up with the rain? It was fucking raining like that on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those had the hooly ha faces at the end of that.
Yeah.
Badly.
I love these. The murder mystery gets me every time, and this fucking Knives Out, Usual Suspects, all that shit is about that life, son.
Yeah.
And this, like, Identity also brought in those fucking, like, if I see a rainy motel, I'm not stopping. I'm sorry. I'll sleep in the fucking car if I need to.
That's even worse. All right. So John Boyega is talking about the Attack the Block 2 script, right? So supposedly he is he's actually written it with Joe Cornish, the director.
Yep.
He's had a heavy sort of influence on the story and all that sort of stuff. So it was so much that instead of getting the scripting nod, I don't know what word I'm looking for. Yeah, he's actually getting the producer thing on the movie.
Yeah,
title on the movie. Yeah, which is pretty big. You know what I mean? And him working with Cornish at the same time, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
But he hasn't said if he's back or what's happening or
Cornish
like he doesn't know.
Cornish said that he's got to go back to that script and age the Moses character adequately. Because when he wrote it, it was years ago.
Yeah.
So now he's got to figure out, all right, what's Moses been up to since that last invasion to now, and what's his character growth and whatnot, which like is cool because Moses was like
17.
Yeah, and he was like a squatty or a yardie or you know what I mean.
Yeah, that was Mandem.
Yeah. So I'm keen to see how they kind of grow that because there was other like Jodie Whittaker was in there as well. So is her character coming back? Like, what's the go? I got to watch this movie again. So
I still haven't watched this movie.
Oh yeah,
I need to watch it.
So, need to get fucking stuck in.
Danny DeVito just got a lie test. So he was getting asked questions by his daughter Lucy, right? And she asked him, whose penguin was better, yours or Colin Farrell's? And without hesitating, DeVito was like, mine was better. I had Colin Farrell's an amazing actor, but my penguin was way better. And he was telling the truth. Like, I wasn't lying.
Fucking hell.
That guy, like him and Colin are boys though, because they work together.
Yeah.
So of course he's gonna say that.
Yeah.
It's just another way to just fuck around.
Yeah.
Obviously, that guy's big about the fuck around, eh?
DeVito.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
got
he
the
loves
face
just
for it though.
Yeah, he loves just fucking around on set.
Probably why he loves working with Arnie.
Oh man, Arnie's like that too. You know who's big like that? Is Clooney.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
That ocean set was apparently fucking havoc.
yeah. You know that guy? For years, he got some stationery printed up that said like from Brad Pitt at the top, and he'd start sending letters as Brad Pitt. You know, he sent what's his face was gonna do. Um, what's her name? The greatest actress in the world.
Julia Roberts,
No, 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 no,
Helen Mirren?
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
I'm just throwing fucking names out that are
No,
in that
she
6
was-
degrees
she
there.
was in that Don't Look Up movie.
Oh, Jennifer Lawrence?
No,
Kate Blanchett.
no.
Jesus.
Maybe a dingo ate your baby.
Naomi Watts.
Frances McDormand?
No. She's got like 4 Oscars now.
Jesus. Oh, fucking.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Tony Collette. Tony Collette?
No. Tony
Fuck.
Collette.
Meryl Streep?
Meryl Streep.
There we go.
So she was gonna do the Iron Woman, right?
Yeah.
So he boxes up all of like these like he goes to a dialect coach and he boxes up all of like these things for her to get the dialect because she was gonna have to do like that accent
Yeah.
and writes on it, you know, from Brad, thought you'd enjoy this. I thought you'd need this for your next role and sends it to her. Brad only finds out like 3-4 years later that he did that shit with Wild Boys.
Shit.
That's bad.
He said that
Fucking-
he's got this one that he's doing now that's gonna probably put him into jail in the next 2-3 years.
Got to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
And that's how you
hell,
build
man.
that relationship with your co-stars and
Oh
shit.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't just be like that serious fucking in the corner in your trailer, like just like methoding the whole time.
Nah. Shia talks about that in that interview.
Mm.
'Cause that's how he used to be.
Hmm.
Yeah, there'd be a whole bunch of people like that.
Yeah. He
Pretty sure
thought that
Daniel Day-Lewis wasn't doing any pranks.
no.
I'm going to be honest. I always thought the Cluntang was just like straight to the point on set. Like, that's how I picture him because he's always so fucking good at what he did. Like, it was just dead face 24/7. Like, the Peacemaker didn't fuck around, you know?
I love that he's the peacemaker.
Not John Cena.
Fucking Peacemaker. So, Open Road got the North American rights for the Neeson-led film Marlowe, where he plays Philip Marlowe. And they're looking to release theatrically on the 2nd of December. Fucking, this movie sounds all right, though, man. But also, fucking, shout out to Neeson. This is his 100th film to date. Man's hit the century.
Nice.
Fucking killed it.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So Jessica Gao and Mark Ruffalo were talking about the sort of post She-Hulk Hulk, right? And like spoilers, but in the second episode of She-Hulk, we see the Hulk on a what is it? Sicarian ship, and he's on his way back to Sakaar. Sakaar is that planet that he was on for what's his face in Ragnarok. Now they basically Jessica Gao basically did that to sort of get him out of the way, to sort of make it that, you know, it was a She-Hulk show and not like, you know, a She-Hulk and Hulk show. it was also because of the special effects budget and all that sort of stuff to bring all that sort of down, which we
Mm,
saw in this week's episode as well. Um, but as for Hulk's future, they really don't know, right? So it sounds like they want to set up a Planet Hulk over there. There's rumors that he had a son in what was that place, Sakaar, and that sort of starts off that West Coast Avengers sort of deal as well. So there's things that they can play with there, but we just don't know for sure what's going to happen.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Twisted Metal has officially wrapped production.
It's
So
weird, this one, because we've been following this for it feels like 2 years now.
yeah,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think because they were like when they got it up and running, then the casting, and then who's going to be the showrunner, and then like the sort of the shit that sort of happened on set.
Mm.
And now it's officially wrapped production, so we should be seeing it in 6 to 12 months, depending on the special effects budget.
Mm.
Yeah. True. Fuck, I hope this is good.
Same, same.
Yeah. They just need to give it like the Death Race vibe.
Yeah.
I'm there. Death Race was fucking mad.
Fuck yeah.
What do you call it? So after we were speaking about him, Freaky Billy. So William Freakin, he's come through with his new film now. It's called The Kane Mutiny, Court Martial. So this one's going to have Kiefer Sutherland playing the lead as Lieutenant Commander Queeg. This one sounds all right, man. So it's based on a 50-year-old play script by Henry Wook. And from here, it's about um, this naval officer who's standing trial for mutiny because he fucking took over the ship from the ship captain who was just acting just crazy, but like endangering the lives of the crew on the ship as well. So this sounds fucking mad, man. So this isn't going to be based in World War II times, though. So what Freakin's doing is bringing it to more contemporary times. So this is going to happen around the Gulf of Hormuz, if I'm saying that right, and the Straits of Hormuz, and that connects the Persian Gulf to the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
So they're looking to start like filming in January.
Hmm.
Sounds interesting, though.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Mm. All right, so Jack Quaid is talking about the Star Trek Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds crossover, and he said that he can't go into plot, specifics about how they actually get on board the Enterprise. He just knows that they are on board the Enterprise, so he's been on set, live action. He's there, so that's pretty cool.
Confirmed he will also have the purple hair.
Yeah.
What I thought was cool was that he kind of went to the animators. Jack Quaid went to the animators and got the mannerisms down so that he could present like that and do them while he's playing the role. And Frakes is directing that episode. Jonathan
man.
Frakes there.
That was false. We made it up.
It's a total fabrication. So what is not a total fabrication is Beverly Hills Cop 4 is with the title that's just been announced, Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley, which is not a sequel to Top Gun Maverick, has started filming this week. And Eddie, you see the first photos of Eddie, and he's sporting the jacket, but not the old school jacket. It's the updated version.
You're right.
Yeah, because it's got the new logo and everything. It's still a fire jacket.
Yeah, it is. It's the color scheme.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions, the black and white.
Yeah.
The
but
White
it's
House got
the
that too.
Blue symbol now. I don't know if it's always had the blue symbol.
Maybe.
I don't know.
What do you call it?
Like he looks like Axel Foley, and I just hope that like this movie's got something to say as opposed to Coming to America, which felt like a cosplay fan fiction version of what a Coming to America sequel could have been.
What do you want though? Which one do you want? Do you want a what's his face, Beverly Hills Cop 1, or do you want a Beverly Hills Cop 2?
I want a Beverly Hills Cop
different
2 because Beverly Hills Cop 2 actually showed the evolution of that character living in LA.
Yeah.
He moved from Detroit, living in LA, like the relationships that he built. That's why when that captain gets gunned down, you feel that shit.
That's Beverly Hills Cop 3, my guy.
In 3, that's in
Oh,
2,
oh yeah. What's his face gets shot?
not
Dick
not the
Jones.
original.
Dick Jones gets shot down. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Also,
he's not living in LA. Axel. He's still living in Detroit.
And then he's all right.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Because
I don't
that
know.
sounds like 3. Anyway,
one?
I do like the Tony Scott directed 2.
Yeah.
It really it picked them hits up quite well.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Always, every time I think about 2, I think of fucking when Sadler's there in the shed or whatever with the lighting like that at the end. He's a mean cunt. So we got Dwayne Perkins, and he's actually been elected to write the script for the Clue animated series that's happening at Fox. Is it just me, or is it like the flavor of the year to have 2 of the same fucking project coming out together?
It's been like that for fucking years. It's like, here's the movie version, here's the TV version.
Yeah.
I know.
Since all the money in the world.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, 2 for Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.
Yeah. Tight ass Tuesday.
Just come up with original ideas, mate.
See you next
Oh.
Tuesday.
Yeah. You got thousands of bloody black scripts there. Scripts on the blacklist. Like, do one of those.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
original stories just don't make it in Hollywood, apparently.
I know. Isn't it Paramount or some shit where they've just got a fucking warehouse of like brand new IPs that they just refuse to put out?
Probably. They probably all got them. Every fucking studio. Run by like Mole Men or some shit.
Fucking Hans Molman.
All right, so Jennifer Connelly is joining Apple's Dark Matter. So, this one also stars The Edge, my man. Yeah, Joel Edgerton. So he is a physicist and family man who, he's out, goes for a walk in Chicago one night, and he's abducted and gets taken to an alternate version of his life, right? So he he's liking it and everything, and then it just turns into a fucking nightmare, and he's trying to return to his reality and his sort of multiverse before he sort of got back. Yeah, it sounds really, really cool, man.
Yeah.
Really cool. And I know the Edge won't sign on to a dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is going to be really good.
Yeah. I'm liking the sound of this. It sounds like he's the villain in his own reality, though.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives me Sliders vibes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's also like a dark version of the Family Man.
Yeah.
The Nick Cage.
Yeah.
That's a fire movie.
That is a fire movie.
That's what's his face.
Shaving my game.
I know. What's his name?
Brett Ratner.
Yeah, that's Brett Ratner.
Yeah,
that directed that one.
Well, you get surprised at the range of Ratner. Like, still a dirtbag. Another dirtbag move, I think. So the CW is turning to sitcoms and procedurals because the demographic and the main audience that the CW has is 50 and over. So they will still put out the same teen drama, angsty ridden stuff that they've been putting out, but they'll just do less of it, right? In terms of new shit that they're going to do is going to be older skewed and more mature skewed sitcoms and procedurals. So it's weird that you would change your game up even though you've already got the audience. Know what I mean? Like, all right, like my demographics is blah, and that's cool and everything, but I'm gonna give you stuff that older people should be watching.
Hmm.
And I don't know how this one's gonna play out. If people actually like older, more mature audiences are actually gonna tune in for these new programs.
See, we don't know what the actual demographic is, right? So if it's just a bunch of kids watching, the CW that their parents have signed up for, that skews the demographic then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like the CW has an app that people can go watch on.
Mm.
Like it's just weird.
Or is it that the CW actually makes family programming that like the whole family will sit down and watch that, but it's in your dad's name?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they're getting their numbers.
I don't know either. I don't know either. Unless they put out a
Probably.
massive survey to everyone and said, like,
Hmm.
who's the person that watches the most?
Yeah.
Either that or like their reference for each household is just fucking huge. Like the regular nuclear family from the 80s or some shit where it was like mom, dad, 3 kids and 2 dogs or something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Dog
They
watches
all
the
watching
most.
the CW.
We all represent the smart tech. So House of the Dragon, second episode fucking drops. And they get through 10.2 million fucking viewers on the fucking premiere of that second episode, man. Fucking, it's a 2% increase from the first episode, which was just under 10 million, but that's still a lot of fucking extra eyes on this fucking show, too, which is unreal.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. This is nearly akin to what were they saying in the article? It was like 10.3 million for the second episode of the last season of Thrones. So they're already hitting those fucking numbers coming through into this now. Fucking crazy, man.
All right. So Netflix announced their fall 2022 release schedule. If you check our description below, all of them will be listed there. Yeah. This is so many to actually go through.
Yeah. I mean, key one there is like Pinocchio's coming out, Glass Onion, all that shit.
Yeah.
Most of the fire is coming out in December.
Yeah.
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 It's just a lot of shit.
It is. It really is. But yeah, I mean they've been busy. This is the time of the year when they kind of they know people are gonna be at home, so
Yeah. Well, it's gonna start snowing over there soon, so
that's it. Yeah. So no surprise, Chris Rock has declined hosting the Oscars in 2023.
oh man.
I do not fault him for this. We've been over this so many times. He's got his reasons, but I love that he's just like, nah, I'd rather not.
Yeah. Oscars should really go and just be like, hey, Kevin Hart, let's go.
You see, I
True.
think they've burnt so many bridges. They've made so many bad moves over the last couple of years. Like the Oscars to me now means fuck all. Really.
Yeah. I think like the Oscars still think they're big shit. You know what I mean? Like they can do no wrong.
Hmm.
But all eyes will be on the next Oscar ceremony.
Yeah.
Because of what happened last Oscars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
It's fucking dumb. What do you call it? So Ryan Johnson. So following up from his comments of him like talking about he's still proud of fucking episode 8. He says that his Star Wars trilogy is still a fucking go. So he says he still meets up regularly with Kathleen Kennedy. They still have talks about it, and it's still on the cards. It's just a matter of schedule. So this guy's still got his 2 Knives Out sequels that he needs to do. But then he said like he would be crushed if he couldn't fucking get some more time with the Star Wars universe again. I'm kind of cool with it as well, because from what it sounds like, this is going to be a different timepiece, fucking completely just outside of the Skywalker saga. And I think that's what we fucking need for the universe as well.
Yeah. Knowing Ryan Johnson, he would have planned out the whole trilogy as opposed to let's do one. Okay, let's try to connect the pieces for that. Oh, those changes that you made, I'm retconning them for the third one. Get the fuck out of here.
Jeez. All right, so Keely Hawes is joining the Orphan Black Echoes for, for, for AMC. She's going to portray a perceptive but sensitive scientist who finds herself at odds with her own moral code when circumstances lead to her making an unthinkable choice. Yeah, that's it's slated for 2023, so check her out there.
We got our first look at Operation Seawolf. This is a painful fucking trailer.
Yep.
So it's got Lundgren, it's got Frank Grillo, and it's got, I think it was Ali Harvey, something like that. So it's a movie that's opening up in cinemas and DTV as well. It feels DTV.
Very.
The story is basically Greyhound. So a captain on the American side is going after this German captain on the Nazi side who is trying to bomb the Statue of Liberty and New York, right? They're trying to pull up in New York Harbor and just wreck shit. And Lundgren plays that Nazi captain. And it looks like there's a bit of mutineering and all sorts of shit kind of happening. You can tell it's a low budget film because it looks like Frank Grillo's scenes were all shot in the one room because they probably only had him for a day. And I think he's just going to be the guy that they consult, like the captain just in his quarters, and the guy that they consult, and then he gives the orders and they go out and do it. And they're really using Frank Grillo and Lundgren's name to kind of propel the movie and get it more exposure. But it reminded me of those DTV movies where the guy is like he's a trained martial artist and something, right? But then they throw him in a movie about race car drivers, some bullshit
I
like
never
that.
understood that.
And no one ever wanted to show up for that shit because he's not kicking someone in the fucking head. And that's all I really wanted to see. Make the other movie with Lundgren and Grillo. They're fucking shit up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Grillo is nearly a black belt in BJJ.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Just let him do that.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Fucking. If they ever did the sequel to Warrior, they should have seen some action from Grillo there.
Grillo looks better now than he did in fucking back then.
Yeah. 100%.
See him in that fucking movie. What's that movie?
Boss Level?
Yeah, Boss Level. And he's ripped as shit. Like, he looks like an action star. He could do a lot of mad pictures.
Yeah.
Definitely. Fuck, I'll be so in for that.
Yeah.
Fucking a little bit disappointed, by the way, that Lundgren wasn't sporting his flowing red hair from Aquaman in this one.
I know.
His luscious locks.
You notice how they never show that motherfucker on land because of how funny
They do at the end. When he comes out the water, he looked like Amber
We are related.
Fuck it up. All right. So fucking Legendary Pictures are with Warner Brothers Discovery, and it's been like that for fucking 3 years, or they've been with Warner Brothers. Fucking now they're thinking about fucking separating, and they're back on the market. Fucking, so this is all coming through after, the HBO Max 2021 slate shit. And fucking now the reports are from the Ankler that fucking Sony is the front runner to acquire them. And they've also got Paramount behind them as well. But
That's crazy. This is such an abusive relationship.
But Legendary is the big dog in that relationship.
Right?
They have everything. They own the rights to these films and these properties. Warner Brothers do not. They only have distribution rights, which now have gone to Universal anyway. So they've got nothing there for them.
Yeah. But it's funny the on and off sort of relationship that they had. Like Legendary started at Warner's and then went to Universal, then came back to Warner's, and then like, nah, I've had enough.
Like all of those Batman movies that Nolan did, all of that is done by Legendary.
Yeah.
Most of those DC movies are done by Legendary until DC took it in house. Yeah, there's a Legendary Pictures. It comes up right at the start. It's got their own little special card as well at the start.
Yeah. I mean, they foot the bill.
Yeah, yeah, they did.
Kingpin's got my back, bro.
Mm. All right, so we got our first little teaser there for The Sun. Hugh Jackman starring. Who else is in here? Who's the mother in here?
Vanessa Kirby.
Is that
That's
yeah? Is that the
that's
mother?
his wife? Sorry,
That's his wife. Yeah,
Laura Dern is the mother.
Laura Dern. Yes.
Yeah,
This looks amazing.
It does.
It's so weird. The questions that it brings up, like the what's his face? Don't I deserve to have a life as well? Is wild to me.
Potent
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
That is fucking potent shit. Like how much
Jesus.
do you have to throw away?
Yeah.
And then the acceptance of like your like the other family, your other
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
and your responsibility to them.
Crazy.
Jackman looks fucking like he's just bringing it in this fucking
It's
trailer.
a powerhouse.
Yeah,
a powerhouse.
man, it's a tour de force performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He he looks like he's absolutely killing this.
Yeah, I've
It's
been
good to
waiting on
see Hugh.
Jackman.
Yeah, it's good to see him in a role like this. No action, none of that nonsense.
Yeah,
Doesn't need to sing or dance.
no.
Fucking just straight acting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
And
is
it
this
also
the-
scared me.
Oh, is this the last? Is this the most recent thing since like Jackman had his talkie in Prisoners?
He had
Like serious role?
the front runner as well. I don't know if Prisoners was after or before that.
the front
Prisoners
runner
were-
is supposed to be fire.
That's a fucking
For real?
balling movie.
I haven't watched it yet. I was gonna watch it.
Either.
Throw that on the list, my friend. But like middle of the list. Don't throw it right to the top.
Nowhere near the top of that list. It's not there.
This trailer scared me because at the end he's like, I gotta go. And they have baby in there and the son. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like there is a reason why it's called The Son. And there's some like the synopsis was that something changes in his life. Dramatically changes. Like that sort of shit just scares me.
Yeah.
So new movie coming out, Ursa Major. This one has Mary Elizabeth Winstead and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Shoshitel Gomez.
Yeah.
Sositel. But she was from she was America Chavez in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So they play this mother and daughter crash land on this Earth-like planet, and they're kind of wandering through. They have to survive, and then they don't know how they got there. They don't know like what their relationship really is, and then Gomez kind of, she's suspicious of, is that really my mother? Yeah. And she kind of starts questioning her mother's decisions and like there's some shit there. It's almost like like After Earth mixed with that Run movie. Sarah Paulson.
Yeah.
That fucking Run movie is fire.
Is it? See?
Yeah.
Where would you throw it? Is that a top of the list or is that like, whenever you get to it?
Yeah, whenever you get to it, but still, it's a good movie. Like maybe put this at like maybe 4.5.
How much older is Winstead than Gomez?
I don't know. Winstead's at this age where she can kind of play older or younger.
Yeah. Still sexy.
I would never question that.
Pretty cool. He's 37 now. She's 37 and Gomez is 16. So it's 21 years of difference.
Jesus.
That makes sense. Yeah, is Gomez really only 16 years old?
Yeah. Born 29th of April 2006.
She would have been like 14 when she did that American
Strange.
Gothic role. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when she did Strange, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. What's his face shoots quick. Pause. Sam Raimi.
I think she was 15 because I think Sam Raimi got this done in like 6 to 9 months or something.
Jesus.
He doesn't play.
Yeah. This doesn't fuck around. So moving on to some sad news as well. So South African model and actress Shelby Dean has passed away. So unreal. She was 32 years old, and then she just had an unexpected illness and passed away in New York City. So she was known for playing cyanide in the CW show Black Lightning. But as well as that, she was going to make her fucking massive break from that Triangles of Sadness movie with Woody Harrelson. And this was the one at Cannes that won the fucking Palme d'Or as well. So this was going to be fucking huge.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's sad, man.
Mm.
32, just sort of like, just on the verge of making that breakthrough.
Foot in the door.
Yeah.
Fucking gone. Unreal.
Yeah.
Mm.
Couldn't believe this. Fucking condolences to Shelby's family, her friends, everyone.
Mm.
Fucking so sad and way too soon as well.
All right, so Ben Kingsley is going to make his return to the Marvel Universe as Kevin Slattery. Trevor, yeah, as Trevor, yeah, for Wonder Man.
Nice.
So Wonder Man is supposed to be in the comics a person who was an actor, who played an actor on screen, who played a superhero on screen, who somehow gets powers and then becomes a superhero for real. So I'm pretty sure that Kingsley's not going to be Wonder Man,
No.
but I'm pretty sure that being an actor, he's going to help him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would be cool.
Yeah.
Always like to see more Kingsley.
Mm-hmm.
Shia LaBeouf talked about his Honey Boy script and how, looking back on it, that perspective, he said he put all the shit in there that wasn't true. He said all the things that he said about his father with the movie, right? Because his father plays like this sort of drunk, abusive person that's really like, he's really hard on his son to perform and to kind of take these opportunities on. He said his father wasn't like that. Father wasn't brash. He said his father was extremely loving. And what was crazy is that he said he lied to his father. And he was like, nah, all that shit that I put in the script, I took it out. But he didn't.
No.
So this comes out of the Real Ones chat that
John Bernthal did.
Oh.
Like, looks like it might be one to watch.
It's amazing. That conversation is amazing, absolutely amazing. Like Shia like talks about like his dad coming to him and being like, I didn't see any of this in the script, and he was like, yeah, because I didn't put any of that shit in. I didn't give you any of that shit in that script. Like he said, like he characterizes his father as being like this abusive guy. He said that his father only fucking spanked him once. And that's because he told him, you can't smoke. He was like a 12-year-old boy. You can't smoke. And then finds him in the shower smoking. So he spanked him. And that was it. That was the only time that his dad ever laid hands on him.
Yeah. I mean, we got more for less,
God. We would have died if we got caught smoking.
Yeah, no way.
Jesus.
Fucking hell. So Jordan Peele was talking about Nope and like his possible the talks about returning to that universe as well. Because people started like pointing out there was a character who was just called Nobody that was meant to be played by Michael Bush, but it was taken completely out of the final film. And he was like, it's frustrating to say, but it's kind of cool at the same time that like, people are like, they're watching, they're listening about all this kind of stuff. And, they don't know what like a return to that universe could be. It could be an alternate cut of the film with all that shit in there. It could even be like a sequel or something else. But from what they were saying, I've got it here. It just says the Michael Bush Nobody character was a pretty major deleted subplot. He was a whole POV character, and he was obsessed with Gordy's home and the actress on it, and heads to a taping with his gun. And then after stumbling upon like all that shit that went down in that scene, he's the one who fucking shoots the chimp.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it would have added like more layers to everything going on in the fucking movie as well.
Yeah. And how even in the fandom we're so ready to kill kill that thing that we love. Really.
Yeah.
Like we shit on it. Yeah. That's would have been perfect commentary. But yeah, the movie does run pretty long at 2 hours and 10 minutes already. It's not like he's gonna make doesn't feel like it, but it is. It's pretty long.
I feel like watching it again, to be honest.
I'm gonna watch it again today.
Yeah.
It was a good rewatch.
Yeah.
It still holds up. And it moves even
quicker. Yeah. Shit. I want to sit down and watch all three. Like Get Out and then Us and then this.
What a fire fucking day.
Yeah. Hell of a weekend.
All right, so it looks like Werewolf by Night has actually cast its villain. So supposedly Harriet Sansom Harris is going to play Verussa, right? So Verussa, she doesn't appear in any of the Marvel comics, but supposedly the name Bloodstone appears quite a bit, right? So the most notable character they're saying is Elsa Bloodstone, who's a monster hunter. Who's rumored to make an appearance in the special. It sounds cool because if she's there, then Blade's there.
Yeah.
And Blade is like always rumored to have had werewolves and all that sort of stuff in his universe and all that sort of stuff. So this sounds pretty cool, man.
Yeah. And like it also opens it up for the Night Stalkers.
That's right. Not that shitty Night Stalkers we got in bloody Trinity, but the proper Night Stalkers.
What about that Trinity deleted scene with the werewolf breaking?
Oh God, that looked so bad.
Yeah, that looked like dog shit.
Yeah.
So we got a Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey trailer. It's our first real look at the film. It looks pretty low budget, but it turns the Disney-fied Winnie the Pooh story into a fucking horror slasher film with Pooh and Piglet, who have just freshly killed Eeyore and buried him, or what remains of him, in the 100-acre woods there. So Christopher Robin and his new fiance come back. They're looking to sort of like regain that relationship that Christopher had with Pooh and Piglet, and it looks like they get slaughtered. And then the rampage just continues on to what looks like a girls' weekend out, a women's retreat type spot, and Pooh and Piglet are just wrecking shit. Yeah, they've just devolved into the savage beast sort of mode, while still retaining like their usual sort of mask-like.
Yeah.
It looks wild.
Hope to see Tigger just killing people as well.
Fuck yeah. And I'm seeing him jumping on someone to death.
Yeah. Be pretty crazy.
That looked fucking rough when Piglet was following that chick through the pool, and then you just see the fucking back shot of the swing and all the blood.
Yeah.
Fucking rough, man.
I don't know if they're putting together a spell or they're creating like a meal or something like that with the blood and honey.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. I don't know if they at the end they win, right? And then they do that spell and then it resurrects the rest of them.
Mm.
I don't know.
Even Eeyore,
Yeah.
even
Well,
after they killed Eeyore.
yeah, I don't know. They just had enough
Eh?
of Eeyore shit.
I know.
Fucking depressing cunt.
I know.
I know.
You bastard.
You do nothing around these woods, you lazy fuck.
Jesus.
Fucking hell. So DC Fandom has been cancelled.
Mm.
So with DC Fandom being cancelled, because it was all online back in the day, we've only had two. Hey, only had two during COVID, yeah. But it's because of like in-person stuff actually going ahead now with COVID dying down. So they released like a lot of their slate during Comic-Con as well. So there wouldn't be a lot of material that they could really bring to the table with Fandom happening. So kind of makes sense that they are canning it for now.
Hmm. Staying with DC, so we just got reports that Brendan Gleeson has joined the Joker Part 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
We got our first look at Jamie Clayton as Pinhead. Obviously, a more feminine version of the character who's supposed to be, like both. What is that word?
Androgyny?
Like androgynous. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's all right.
We've seen a female Pinhead before, though, or I have.
Yeah, I was going to say she looks like that female Cenobite that was in Hellraiser 1 and 2, but she just has the pins now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the
But I think
character is
I've
supposed to
seen-
be androgynous, like in between.
Yeah, I've seen cosplay of a female Pinhead before, though. So I've seen it.
Yeah.
Doesn't phase me.
Nah. As long as the character's there, I don't give a fuck. Because Pinhead's a bad mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking love that. So the John Krasinski directed film with Ryan Reynolds, If, has started production. So this one's slated for May 24 in 2024. Apparently this has been like in the works since fucking 2019 though. And then it finally got picked up by Paramount.
In a bidding war. They're
Yeah.
too big to keep Krasinski in house.
Yeah.
It's Krasinski, man. After fucking Quiet Place, fucking shit you want to keep, man.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Scream 6 wraps production.
Jason Bateman has joined the Taron Egerton film Carry On as a mysterious character. Oh, mate.
Supposedly he's the villain, I'm hearing.
Stop again.
Did I freeze?
Yeah. Yeah.
Froze again.
I know, but it killed me because the first time it froze, it looked like Big Dog got kicked in the balls or something because he was like.
Fucking hell. All right.
So we have Regan Aaliyah, who's going to be, she's been tapped to join the Ironheart show. No details on what her character is going to be or anything like that yet.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we got some Dune: The Sisterhood details there. So they're going to film in Ireland and Budapest. It's going to be set around the Butlerian movement. Why does it look so funny? Butler. All right, so this is 83 years after all the thinking machines were destroyed.
Awesome. So Sebastian Stan, Paul Dano, Seth Rogen, and Pete Davidson are set for Dumb Money. This is about that fucking GameStop.
The Wall Street bets, guys.
Yeah, the
My
hedge
bets.
fund fucking slayers.
Yeah.
That came in and shorted that shit.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Crazy. So, the Mortuary Assistant, which was a horror game that came out on the fucking 2nd of August, in a month and 2 days has gotten a fucking film adaptation. But this was like fucking huge in the speedrunning community as well as the horror games community as well. Like apparently this was a fucking mad game to play. This one follows this lady and she's a fucking apprentice at a mortuary. She gets called in to do embalmings and then just fucking all these spirits start fucking possessing her and you got to fucking survive the night.
Jesus.
It's fucking crazy. I was watching gameplay of this and I fucking nearly shat myself. It's fucking
Jeez.
scary, this game. Yeah. Because, like, you think about it, fucking dead bodies, it's like the perfect set for a fucking horror movie.
Yeah. And they
Yeah.
also had that autopsy of Jane Doe as well. So like that setting is fucking freaky.
I hated that movie.
All right, so we got our first trailer for Dead for a Dollar, the Walter Hill directed. Who's starring in there? Willem Dafoe. What's his name? The German from Django. Christoph Waltz. Star. Yeah. So this one follows the story of this bounty hunter who, you know, that's what he does. He's a bounty hunter. He gets called up by this guy to, you know, go get his wife, right? His wife's been taken allegedly by this guy. Turns out he actually wants to kill the wife. So Waltz finds the wife and then has to protect her against the husband now, even after he's been paid. So what's his face? To protect her. It doesn't look too good, this movie.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know why he chose to shoot it the way he shot it. It looks like it was shot for TV. Like I don't know if he had just like something wrong with the cameras or what's happening there, but it looks cheap.
It does. It really does. It looks like he shot it on iPhone and not the cinematic mode either.
Yeah.
It looks like there's
terrible.
too much dead space around the frame where nothing's happening. The mise-en-scene just isn't set up and they didn't block it out correctly. But it could look different. Like, it could just be a really badly assembled trailer.
I hope so.
Same. Because the talent on screen and behind the camera is on point.
Walter Hill.
Yeah. Maybe he's going, he's just a bit off in his old age.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't know about technology and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
But then, if you went back and you had a look at the Warriors, like he didn't have the same technology, and
you know, allegedly, there's the version on one of the streaming services is not the director's cut.
The HBO Max one.
The HBO Max one.
Yeah,
I watched it. It was excellent.
So Gore Verbinski. What were you going to say there?
No, I just said fuck yeah.
Okay. Gore Verbinski is shopping around his new film, Cattywampus. Cattywampus. You would recall that a couple of months ago, Netflix cut half of its visual effects artists. Just cut their jobs completely. They downsized and kind of restructured, and anime wasn't a big focus for them, which killed basically Verbinski's movie Cattywampus, and as a result, he is now shopping it around to other studios. I don't know if this is going to be like next week we'll hear, hey, Paramount bought this or someone bought this, or another
HBO Max bought this.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
sounds about right. What do you call it? So the Russos were doing their Citadel show over at Amazon. So it was originally meant to be 160 million for the 7 episodes, but because of half the creative fucking team leaving and just extensive reshoots, it's gone up an extra 75 fucking $1 million for this.
Wow.
I know. It's fucking unreal, man. But the show sounds fucking fire regardless. Like, I'm hanging for this shit, man. This sounds like The Man from U.N.C.L.E., but it's like the men from everywhere. When they get spies from everywhere. Yeah, it's fucking cool, man. Plus, it's Richard Madden. I fucking love Richard Madden. That's my guy.
Yeah.
But 75 million is fucking wild.
You know what's crazy is that they had sort of a rough cut, right?
Yeah.
And then one of the Russo brothers had their version of the show cut.
Mm.
And then Josh Applebaum, who was the original showrunner, had his version cut, ready to go. And then they went, now we want the more grounded approach, and went with the Russos one. It's crazy. I don't know if the name just kind of gets them across the line. You know what I mean? Like as if they're
Mm.
going to go against the Russo brothers.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. So our last piece of news there. So supposedly, the Rings of Power show over there at Amazon had over 9,500 visual effects shots to complete. So the way that they did this was they brought in ILM and Weta and basically I think 9 or 10 other houses to come in and work on all of these 9,500 visual effect shots. What they did do, and what's cool, is they figured out a system where all of them could work on every single shot at one time, which is unbelievable. Like it's almost like having a Teams chat and being able to sort of like use Teams and collaborate on each other's work, but for VFX houses, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And sort of like, especially now during the pandemic, or the end of the pandemic now, people being at home and everything opens up this sort of door for this sort of stuff. But that 9,500 I can believe, because it's about like $10,000 per scene. 9,500, there's your $1 billion. The rest of that money goes to make a fucking show. And that's it. That's all of our news for today.
Nice. All right. So we got some thoughts on a couple of things. I'm just gonna like the first three there: the patient, Raptured, and Welcome to Wrexham. I'm just gonna go quickly.
Yeah.
The first two episodes for the patient came out. That's the one with Domhnall Gleeson and Steve Carell, and like it was a good start for the show. You kind of get an insight into both characters. The show is about the juxtaposition of absurd ideas, a therapist that needs therapy after grieving or going through this grieving process, a serial killer that loves fine dining and is like a food inspector, so is all about cleanliness and process,
Incredible.
and conducting therapy in a hostile environment.
Mm.
And sort of everything's kind of, they're slowly putting shit together now. My thoughts on how the show is going to plan out is that Carell's really going to be the serial killer, and he's imagined this character that Domhnall Gleeson is playing.
Okay.
The rap shit finale. So dumbfuck me didn't realize that there was like it releases on a Friday. So I was thinking every Wednesday. So really, what I was talking about was the episode like a week and a half ago.
Jeez.
So the last two episodes, they got this, the penultimate one, they got this massive opportunity to perform at James Harden's birthday party.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Toby and Wigway showed up. Timbo was there. They had like all these producers and shit there. And like they fucked it up because Shauna, in her moment of like, I'm having a moment, like decided to put this freestyle together and no one was feeling it. And then they just cut the performance before they dropped their biggest song, which put them in a space where like they were pissed at each other because they fucked up the bag. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So this last episode was them trying to put moves together and see what they really want. They end up putting the group on the road with this sellout fucking artist, and they're on the road to selling out themselves because they're just after the money. But they're not friends. And that's the thing that was scary, is that there's this thing where like you can put something out, but you're actually not really fucking with each other. You know what I mean? But overall, the season was fucking mad. I really enjoyed it just from a creativity point of view. And when I put out the poll online, a lot of people loved it. But a lot of people are still mad at fucking Shauna for fucking everything else. And there's been 4 episodes of Welcome to Wrexham, which I thought starting out was going to be like the Cinderella type story of them uplifting this town. Fuck, there's a lot that goes into managing a football club.
Of course.
And
it's a full-time job.
Yeah. Yeah, really. I don't know how these fucking guys do it. So that what you sort of see is them appointing the right people in the roles,
Mm.
CEO, manager, like head trainer, head coach, to make sure that they can set that up for success. At the end of one of their seasons that they didn't make the promotion, they cut half of the team, so it's filling in those positions, making sure they all gel. I thought it was going to be like The Last Dance,
Mm.
but it's not. It's a completely different sort of story, and yeah, I'm there for it, man. But fuck, it's expensive. $300,000 to lay and relay the pitch
Yep.
over a
You gotta
year
you got to do that quite a few times over
to
the
get it
year.
right.
Yeah.
And the grass has to be right, because
Yep.
otherwise motherfuckers are just going to be ripping patches of grass out and injuring themselves.
And it also impacts on the speed of your players and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild.
But it's interesting so far, because like, yeah, I know Ryan Reynolds, but I didn't really know Rob
McElhenney?
McElhenney.
Mm.
But yeah, this is like good insight into him as well. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing that I've watched this week, maybe this month, is The Bear.
Mm.
And I binged. Did you binge the whole season as well, eh?
One day.
Fucking hell, one day. This guy.
Went to sleep for like 2:30 that day.
Jesus, O's
That
had
was
time.
Thursday.
I love this fucking show.
Oh man.
I got really emotional in the last episode.
Mm.
Because everything, like the struggles and them sort of working shit out in that restaurant, it just seemed like they weren't winning at all.
No.
And then it's like these best laid plans that they didn't know about kind of come in at the end to help them.
Mhm.
Like I loved the card, like let it rip, and then
Oh,
the flip
man.
side was the family dinner thing.
Yeah.
And it was crazy, because it's almost like you need tradition,
Mhm.
and you need that legacy, but there's a time to just burn everything to the fucking ground.
That's
Which is
right.
also that thought that he had: if I do nothing now, I
Mm.
can let this place fucking burn,
Yeah.
or I can do something to save it.
Yeah.
And it was cool, Kami's character coming from a place where he would need to save that restaurant if it burnt down, but in this place, in the beef, he had people there that loved that place so much they like saved it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Just that the stories about brothers always get me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Especially this one. And then bloody what's his face shows up out of nowhere. The man.
Yeah. I know. I didn't expect that. Like when I see it, I was like, no.
Are you joking?
It was so good, man.
Oh,
Fucking
man.
hell. I love this show. The
Mhm.
performances were on point as well. That Sydney character kind of
Yeah.
got to me as well. Like her ideas, like they need her in the place because
Yeah.
of her business acumen.
Mhm.
But the way that she approaches him,
Is completely wrong.
yeah.
And
And her
why
rushing,
that's why her review always said, like, you know, she gets top marks for everything except she doesn't have timing and she's really green.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like she has all these ideas and you know they're really good ideas, but there's not a good way of implementing these ideas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it give you cafe flashbacks?
Yeah. Just
When you're fucking
the
up against it?
yeah, the intenseness of working in the cafe and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't have expected this from the show.
No. No.
And it's crazy how much they utilize trauma
Mm.
to kind of, and that being the propelling force. And it's not like you get like levity in terms of him having a breakdown or anything. He never breaks down. But yeah, I really enjoyed the show. It it was worth yeah, it was worth checking out. I'm glad I got to binge it as well.
Yeah.
And Molly Ringwald showed up. When I seen her, I was
Oh,
like,
shit.
is this really Molly Ringwald?
Hey, 13 candles.
She looks so different. But yeah, it was fire, man.
Wow.
I really, really
Just
liked it.
on that too. So I watched that whole Tekken fucking Bloodline show on Netflix.
How was that?
The animation is so weird because it's that mixture of like hand drawn, but it's almost attached to CGI figures.
Yeah, like that cell
Yeah,
sort of. Is it cell or
sort
what?
of. Yeah, it's
Okay.
sort of like that. But this is just Tekken 3. The
Oh
story,
shit!
it was cool.
How mad?
It was just I wasn't a fan of the animation, but it was legit. Just it's 6 episodes, 20 minutes each, and it's just Tekken 3. That's all it
Jesus.
is.
I just
Yeah.
might just throw that on because Tekken 3 is kind of my nasty, you know.
Yeah. What do you call it? I was talking to my mate about it, and out of all the Tekkens, Tekken 3 and 2 are probably the only ones you could really make stories out of because everything after that is just so convoluted and confusing.
Yeah,
Like 3 and 2 had the most coherent storylines.
yeah.
But no, it was good.
Fuck,
It's just the animation, but it was good.
it's on the list. Uh, House of the Dragon, episode 2, I think it was.
Yeah.
This one was really centered around pimping out your daughters.
Mm.
Fucking hell. So we had Valerion Corley's trying to get his daughter, who is, I want to say 7, 6, something like that,
Yeah,
aligned with
9. She's 9
Viserys.
years old.
9?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's extremely young, but he's offered her up for marriage with the king
Hmm.
because the king's got to remarry. He's got
Yep.
like this duty to the land and the region and the throne
Hmm.
that he has to remarry and have heirs. And it was kind of it made me feel pretty yuck
Yeah,
just seeing that shit.
it was
Hmm.
disgusting.
But like it just I don't know. It was like this weird situation where he had to.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And it was like for the good of the realm. And then when you hear that 9-year-old say, "I will give you lots of heirs when I reach the age of 14," it's like
Hmm.
what the fuck? Yeah, it was wild. Um, but we also seen Damon play a little hand there, little testing game.
Yeah.
Um, where he kind of gets that dragon egg. He raids the fucking dragon
Hmm.
nests, gets that egg, the same egg that would have been for his son, for the king's son,
Hmm.
and he wants to use it for his. And then you find out after a armed guard goes to Dragonstone to go get that fucking egg back
Yeah.
because Viserys wills it because he won't be fucked with.
Yeah.
um,
Will be respected.
and and then Rhaenyra fucking shows up with her dragon, which was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because like they have the force to match Daemon. Like Daemon doesn't have a monopoly, and he can't just bully the fucking crown.
Hmm.
So like you just find out it was a little game. He's just
Mhm.
testing him, and he gives the egg back. There wasn't a baby
Yeah.
like he said there was.
He wasn't really gonna marry his whore.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it was like all these games that kind of like it was really the Game of Thrones.
Hmm.
And then the episode ends with Viserys, the king, choosing Alicent Hightower to
As his
be his
wife.
wife.
Yeah.
Um, which again, she's pretty young as well, but she's also Rhaenyra's best friend. So like, it's almost like when you make puff pastry
Hmm.
and you got to roll that shit real thin, then fold, and then you roll that shit and you just keep folding until there's fucking layers and layers and layers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is kind of feeling like. They're creating layers and
Hmm.
layers and layers so that when that turn does happen, and there will be a turn
Hmm.
because someone's got to betray someone, and you
Yeah.
see the start of that in the end of this episode when Corley's broaches a fucking subject with Damon that now we gotta do something to overthrow that king,
Yeah.
or you got to get in the king's favor, and this is a way because there's
Hmm.
someone coming out called the
The Crab King.
Crab King, or
Yeah.
Crab, I don't know. Yeah, and he's terrorizing like the coast and killing like boatloads of the navy guys.
Yeah, but all those Navy guys are Collier's men. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And the king won't do anything about it because of the what is it? The cities, the high cities. What are they called? Their allegiance to the Crab King.
Mm,
Yeah. So he doesn't want to upset them to
yep.
sort of what's his face. But I think those are the High Towers people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he doesn't want to stop that relationship with the High Towers
Mm.
because of their relationship with the Crab King. I felt it was like he was a bit bitch made when he went running to the brother, though. You know what I mean?
Who call these?
Yeah. Like that guy was like, he just went to tattle, but I loved it because that guy was, because Damon was like, I can say what I want about my brother.
Yeah.
Like, you don't say anything about my brother. I was like, yeah, that's hard. That's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I did like that.
Hmm.
So they're really setting it up for that. Like Corley's wants the brothers to destroy themselves so he can ascend the throne.
It's not going to happen. I honestly think we're looking at it different. I think with what Viserys did with what's his face's best friend is driving a wedge now between him and his daughter. His
Yeah.
daughter being the heir to the throne is going to side with Daemon,
Yeah, I'm kind of yeah.
or it's going to be him. It's going to be Daemon siding with the king now,
Mm,
and they both have to go up against the
Corley's.
daughter.
Oh,
Yeah, which would be
that
different.
yeah, that would be different.
Be nice.
But I'm liking it. I'm
Yeah.
liking it. Two more episodes on Mike as well,
Mm,
which again just added layers to this person.
mm,
Um,
Yeah.
and I was thinking about it. There's an authorized version of Tyson's story,
mm,
and I don't know if authorized means that it's real, or authorized really means that this is just what I choose to show you.
mhm.
So in that way, with that lens, I'm really kind of looking at this show as the shit that like no one's comfortable seeing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've seen Robin Gibbons' relationship with Tyson
Yeah.
and what that could have been like. Allegedly, we don't know what it's like. Could have just been really amped up for the show, where her
Yep.
mother was privy to everything and was kind of directing everything,
Mm.
and Tyson was controlled and medicated and drugged and subdued. And we kind of see the start of the fall of this guy.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
and it kind of just feels like all these positive relationships that he has in his life just get destroyed.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We
Well,
can see now where it's heading, though.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
The
Everyone's like pushing him in different directions, and he's starting to fucking question everything. Who
Mhm.
Yeah,
really loves him?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he's also
And
going off the rails.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's also like everyone that he does actually love
Mm.
is dying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fucking wild when he reburied his mum as well.
Mm.
yeah,
That shit he says at the fucking coffin. It's
mm,
fucking crazy.
yeah,
the it's funny seeing his relationship the way it is with Don King. I remember seeing some of those pictures of him and King together, and Tyson doesn't look happy at all.
mm.
Hmm.
Yeah. Whereas that
I
picture
don't
that
think he
you see,
was.
I've seen that picture of him and Cuss together. You know where Cuss has got his arm around him like that.
Yeah,
I've seen that picture. That's an actual picture.
yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
It's crazy because like you also see Tyson like when he's doing the show and he's like, she wrote her book, I wrote mine.
Yeah.
So there's
She's
like
got
there's
her
so many
version.
perspectives.
Yeah. It's just it's wild though. Like like they would get him medicated to the point where he couldn't speak
Mm.
in that interview to actually
Yeah,
defend himself. So they almost drugged him.
yeah,
It's so wild, man.
Yeah.
Especially for it's like for him, it's a wonder he didn't die being on lithium.
yeah, yeah.
Like it's amazing, amazing.
And then his relationship with his sister,
Mm.
and
Nisi.
how like she was probably the only anchor that he had left
Mm.
because everyone else had died. Cuss, the next trainer, Mike,
Yeah.
only for like his sister to die as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love that though when he's like, but who am I? Yeah, I am Mike Tyson. You're the baddest motherfucker on the planet. What'd I tell you about that? But it's true. And if I
Oh.
want to buy my nephew a Nintendo, then that's what I want to do. I love that though when he walks in the store and they're like, you're Mike Tyson. He's like, shh, don't tell anyone.
Oh
He
man.
seems so gentle, man. Just like a really nice guy.
With kids, he is.
Mm.
He
Yeah.
loves his kids.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's because he lost his childhood, because he was privy to so much.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like he would give his kids everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
And like with everything going on, you can see how privy he is to his own fucking star. Like when he walks in to buy all those Nintendos and he sees the cover of fucking Punch Out and he didn't even fucking know.
yeah, that was dirty though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even tell him all of a loss. You know what I mean? So it just cements that he only felt his worth when he was winning.
Yeah. When
When
he
he
was
was
on top.
losing, yeah, no one wanted to know him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit that his mother said was coming true.
Yeah,
As soon as you lose, they're not going to love you.
yeah. It's
It must
crazy.
be like
You go.
crazy. Sorry, it must be crazy for Mike now, where he's not fighting. You know what I mean? He doesn't sort of have to prove himself anymore.
Yeah,
But everyone loves Mike.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like, I love Mike. Like for
Yeah.
me, Mike is like he's Mike. He's the best.
it's such an interesting character study, though.
Yeah.
That's where I sort of come in and look at it, is because like, and I'm liking that the show's showing it. It's the shit that he did out of the ring that led to his downfall.
Mm,
Like, what impact did that have on the man?
mm.
And it just it feels it feels like we're seeing something that like real trauma that the guy went through.
Mm.
Yeah. But it like the personification of his fucking upbringing, and you see like he isn't a businessman, he's literally just a boxer. He doesn't think for himself, he has someone else to do it for him.
Yeah.
And like it's probably his evolution from like Tyson now to Tyson then is him slowly like building that proper foundation.
Not like Don King, slimy cocksucker motherfucker.
I
Yeah.
love
What do you call it? Don King has 2 kills under his belt for real.
Yeah,
He did kill that out and he shot his fucking assistant as well.
that's fucking wild.
Yeah. Crazy shit. But I'm hanging for more of this, man.
Yeah, I was on board, huh? Met us at the summit there.
Yeah.
See? Like
Dave showed me episode 1 and 2, and then after that, I was just fucking
every Thursday, I'm up, mate. To see episode 2 dropped as well,
I did not watch C. That's the only thing I didn't watch.
which it was pretty like pedestrian.
Alright.
The show's just moving a bit too slow for the final season. I expect every episode to be fucking fire. They're
Yeah.
still laying threads without doing anything.
Mm.
But yeah, I'll catch you next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it now.
Episode 3 of She-Hulk. Before we get into this, you've had your 3. Sticking around?
No.
Heard, chef.
No, not at all.
Was it the twerking
Yeah.
that clinched it for you?
It's the twerking. It's the stupid. Why is everyone dumb in this show?
I think
These
they
are
just
fucking
went for that
lawyers.
comedy style.
These are lawyers.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? We heard in the first episode that Emil Blonsky was injected with a super soldier serum, and then told, "Hey, you are the good guy. You need to go take down the Hulk."
Mm,
That was her defense right there.
mm.
What are we doing? Like, that's so much more interesting than the all of the Wong stuff and all that stuff. Like, what are we doing?
I think you needed the Wong stuff for it to actually be funny, though, because it's touting itself as a comedy, and it's not the comedy where it's like it's a black comedy. This is like one of those light fucking Ally McBeal type sitcom style ones. This is like How I Met Your Mother, but in the MCU.
You're right.
This is
I'll
Friends
be
for the
there.
MCU.
I'll be there at the last episode. I'll watch the stinger, and then that's it. That's what I did for what's his face,
Ms. Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Yeah. Um, I did like the Wong stuff. It just yeah. I mean the twerking stuff, fine. You know what I mean?
Megan the Stallion
What
nonsense.
what I really want to know is women watching this is this what you want to see though?
Mm.
I will watch the show because I've invested my time there. But is this really what women want a female centric show to be like? In like a
Hmm.
comedy genre, lighthearted. Are you cool with it? If not, cool. You know what I mean? I'm happy if you're happy. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Um, and I guess Rings of Power.
Mm.
Finally, so there was a lot built up over the last year. I think we shit on it, then we kind of like were like, oh, okay, cool. That's who they're kind of getting in. Then we shit
Mm.
on it some more, and everything about the ballooning budget and all these things, it created an expectation of what the show could or should be like, and it better be the best fucking show in the world. It's currently getting review bombed like fucking crazy. Back to the Stone Age. It's gotten 125 million views in its first day,
Mm.
which could be just anyone interested in what a $1 billion show would kind of look like. It's the most
Mm.
expensive show on streaming. What are your thoughts?
I hated that first episode.
Mhm.
Absolutely hated it. Just some of the what's his face, the choices. No, I'm taking up the sword for my brother. Like, really? Why was she was she brooded throughout that whole episode?
Yeah.
Like, and some of the looks on her face and the way that she delivered the lines, I don't think it's her as an actor. I think it's her direction that she was getting was fucking terrible. It just took me out of the show. I'm like, what am I doing here? But then the second episode comes on,
Mm.
and it was fire. I really enjoyed that second episode.
Yeah, I think the second episode was a lot stronger than the first one.
Yeah.
The first one had to establish, hey, the different stages that Sauron kind of went through and forms that he
Mm.
kind of went through in order to be the big bad motherfucker that he is named Sauron.
Yeah.
And how she's connected to Middle Earth. I didn't know about the Valinor being its own separate like country
Yeah.
out there, and then them sailing to Middle Earth because I thought Middle Earth was the whole Earth. You know what I
No,
mean?
no, no, no.
Um, and then like going to war there.
Mm.
Some of these scenes, like they're big fucking scenes. Like that scene that starts off with one of those eagles being burnt to death and crashing into that army, and
Yeah.
then that big battle that's kind of happening.
Mm.
It kind of had that Lord of the Rings feel,
Yeah.
and that's it feels like it's like here's the Hobbit on one side of the scale, here's Lord of the Rings on the other, but this is firmly in the middle in terms of tone and look and feel. The music is unbelievable by Bear McCreary. I'm
And
loving
Howard
it.
Shaw.
Well, yeah, Howard Shaw. Like you knew he was gonna kill this shit.
Yeah.
You were just gonna go. That was your in straight into Lord of the Rings. You hear a couple of those little notes there, trying to get into that Lord of the Rings theme, but they don't let it. I think Bear McCreary was the guy that they kind of got in to kind of keep it its own kind of feel, but then it kind of feels like God of War because he
Yeah, it
scores
does.
that as well.
Yeah.
The special effects are on point. Like
It's amazing.
These are the best TV special effects you're gonna see for a show that's streaming. You froze or I froze?
You froze.
Okay, I just stopped speaking then. But yeah, I'm enjoying the ride so far. I thought the first episode like needed to be as slow as it needed to be to kind of set things up, and then the second episode kind of gained a lot more momentum. They're not wasting any time. They're not fucking around. It's not like C, whereas C kind of like whereas I kind of feel that they're very similar in terms of the world that they're trying to create and the people in it, and this new concept of like this war out there, and what are they going to do as one of the few. But yeah, I feel like this has a lot more momentum than C. It's a lot more interesting because every time they have to show like, a new thing, they have to do something in that space. That cave troll encounter was probably the only thing that I didn't like, and it wasn't the encounter itself, it's the unspoken special move that they pull off.
Oh god.
You just see this guy run and then put his sword down to the camera, and then she like uses that as a ramp to then like just get the fuck out of here.
Like the elves are telepathic now. Like that's what we're doing.
Well,
this is what we do.
Galadriel does use that ability in Fellowship. Remember, she's talking, and then she talks to Frodo telepathically.
Yeah,
but they don't show that in the show.
It's only because he has the ring, though.
Yeah,
she doesn't do that to anyone else. It's only because he has the ring that she can actually do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just see her dapping people up, not even talking, having mad conversations.
Just the silent party.
That's why. That's why when they're walking past her, and she looks at Frodo, she's talking to Frodo, but the rest of them don't hear what she's saying.
Yeah. So, two episodes in, it's unsurprisingly like the biggest fucking most viewed shit on fucking Amazon now. What do you reckon is deserved?
I do. It's Lord of the Rings.
Most viewed thing on Amazon. Show me the Netflix numbers.
Fucking young Bezzy came through and was like, it's 25 million viewers for Rings of Power now.
25 million, not 125 million. Jesus.
No, just 25 million. Yeah.
I think it's deserved.
Yeah.
People want to watch it. It is spectacle.
It's one of the best looking shows I've seen on streaming.
Yeah, it really is. Do you like fuck around with that new UI on?
Yes. You know how good it is?
It's so much better. The show's actually in Atmos as well.
Yeah. And Dolby Vision.
Yeah.
It doesn't just say HDR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sticking around. 2/3 of the way through, were you leaning there, Bado?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm good. After that second episode, I'm good. We'll see. They got one more to wow me. Wow me.
That's what I'm asking. Like your rule of 3. Are
That's
you more skewing to
watching it? Yeah, to finishing it off. Supposedly, there's only 8 episodes of this shit anyway.
Yeah.
How the hell is it $1 billion? Did they shoot the rest of the series, or
they just got 8 seasons in the can?
They would need to get the special effects done at that level, because they said they rendered it to IMAX quality,
Do you
like
know it's street? Go on.
where they could show it on an IMAX screen and it still look beautiful.
Do you know they're streaming it
Mhm.
at 8K on
Yeah.
Samsung TVs?
Fucking
8K.
hell.
No Dolby Vision though.
Fuck them. What does Samsung know about HDR?
Nothing.
So, do you reckon, like, with all these like massive fucking shows coming out, where it's like $1 billion a season, that we'll ever go back to like the fucking old days of like going to the silver screen to go watch TV?
Yeah, I think we will. I think cinema is never going to die out, especially if they keep streaming as long form.
Hmm.
But like watching a streaming quality movie, that's not the same.
Not the same.
They don't put the same level of special effects, the same shot like intensity and focus that that a movie that's shown theatrically does.
Mm.
Yeah.
Even Marvel in their own stable, like you look at She-Hulk and then you look at like Winter Soldier, it doesn't look the same.
Yeah. You can see the
Mm.
difference.
Yeah.
It's that mouth on She-Hulk. It doesn't. It's not animated correctly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't notice the mouth.
Look at her mouth next time.
Maybe they have to give a bigger tongue, bigger teeth.
Yeah, but the animation should still work because it's all dot based.
True.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we'll see.
Yeah. Rings of Power, I'm in. I really liked it. The first episode was definitely about Galadriel. The next episode was about Elrond. I wonder who they're going to focus on in the next one after that.
Maybe that Gandalf or Saruman.
Yeah. Is
That's
that
who that is.
Gandalf?
That's who that is.
Saruman?
It's either Saruman or it's Gandalf.
I'm kind of hoping it's Gandalf because that also links him to that like cosmic shit that he goes through after the troll or the
But
fire thing.
I'm thinking
Balrog.
Saruman.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Balrog. Yeah, I'm
That's
thinking Saruman because of his location in the woods.
Mhm.
Yep.
Because that's where what's his face is. It's on
Isengard.
the Fangorn Palaces. Yeah, Fangorn Forest is. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been fucking. I think the last time I watched Rings was the DVDs, like the originals. I need to go back and fucking watch Fellowship and all that again as well.
Not me. I watch all them 4K Blu-rays.
All right.
Mm.
That is a wrap on this
That's
Joe
it.
Rogan-sized episode.
Yeah. So join us next week for more movie and news and much more. What is that? That makes no sense.
I just expect a clapperboard to come in. And then who wrote this? Love yourself. Love movies.
Vape more, smoke less, and wash your ass.